Hey guys, we're back with another car review today. We are doing the 2018 Porsche 911 GT3. I'm gonna have to pull some strings to get there, and so I'm filming my intro now since I don't have much time to film it again. But here's a sneak peek at the car we're gonna be interviewing today. So, why waste your time further? Let's just show you some of the car. Okay, so first thing, we're gonna start at the front. Just kind of go over some key features. You'll notice, very classic Porsche headlights with the ring for the brights, all that, whatever. Unlike the GT3 RS, I'm going to kind of compare this car with the GT3 RS more than anything. But unlike the GT3 RS, you do have the real logo, like box type of whatever, instead of the sticker decal thing that saves weight on the Porsche GT3 RS, but really it's just because they're cheap. Anyways, going to the front, you have these massive intakes and a rear diffuser, and it sits fairly low, like every supercar. And then you have the GT3 rims with the center lock. You'll notice there's no lug nuts. It looks way better this way. You guys can see this looks so much better like that. And so you actually have the GT3 branded logo, and you may say, oh, that looks really nice, but you'll notice here in both, I think that's German and English, you have the center locking nut, which is really nice. Another thing you'll notice is that these look different than regular brake calipers because these are actually steel brake pads and or steel rotors, sorry, and then you have the red colored brake pads. Now, benefits of the steel rotor, essentially, you have the benefits for that really are that you get the trackability as well as the streetability. And so we went to a track the other week, and you actually don't have to change the rotors or the pads out as much, and they last a lot longer, but they're very, very expensive to replace when they're done. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about buying this car. Moving on, this has a black accent package on the outside and then the red interior, which we'll get to in a second. But, you have the black door handles and actually mirrors that are really, really nice. And then they have this little, sporty look to them. Fairly small A-pillars, too. I'll let you know. The visibility in this car is one of the best out of every car that I've been in. Moving to the back, you'll notice you have another GT3. We're on Michelin Pilot 4Ss. Get you a little shot there. Then you notice the black rear diffuser, which, unlike some of the Lamborghinis, obviously this is a Porsche, so you can't really compare it to Lamborghini, but unlike some of the Lamborghinis, it doesn't have the fins. It's just got massive ports out, and you'll notice you have brake exhaust vents. Beautifully built into this design, which is just a really, really cool feature for something like this, Then you have your back brakes, and they actually have the backup lights in here. So when you put it in reverse, you have the backup lights, which is a really nice feature. And then you have the black wing accents, which are just so nice, and the black colored plastic dipped intakes that come over the top. You'll notice, unlike the GT3 RS and the Porsche Turbo 911, you actually don't have the side intakes. It's all through the back and the front, which is just, it adds to kind of makes the car look a little less mean. If you look over the top here, you don't have the huge side intakes, but it's cool. It's as much air as this engine needs. This is the 4-liter V8. V8, really? Come on. It's a naturally aspirated 4-liter flat 6. Back to the video. Basically, you have some of these GT3s and the GT3 RSs are the 3.8 liters. This is a 4-up because it's a 6-cylinder. It sounds as good as a V8, and it's as fast as a V8, okay, you guys? Okay. Anyways, you have this nice little exhaust, or not exhaust, but outtake behind the intake for excess air, and this wing really helps swing's fairly big, but not too big, so it really helps to break up a lot of that air and create some considerable downforce. And then you see the back. I'm not really going to go over too much, but you'll notice it is a valve system. Valves are closed when you turn the car off most of the time, if you're not in track mode. Then you'll just notice same thing on this side, going around. Same thing with the black rims, black handle, black mirror, and the red brake pads. And then you'll notice in the front, I'll get you some better B-roll in a second, but you'll notice in front you should have this big, really good looking intake. So, yeah, that's about it for the outside of the car. Let's cut to some B-roll of this car in the sunlight, most likely in my courtyard. And after that, we're gonna get to the interior. Let's do it. Okay, here's the interior, you guys. Some of you may only care about this, but you have so first of all, just going to talk about all the red stitching throughout this car. There is an extensive amount going along the whole entire car, which is just so, so beautiful. This is the red accented package car. That's why it's red stitched. Anyways, very simple door. This is plastic, not metal. You have the Alcantara. This car has a lot of Alcantara and leather. There's no cloth. That's Alcantara and leather for your door piece where your arm would normally sit like that, holding onto here, close to your window, up and down buttons, your reel handle, unlike the GT3 RS actually, which only has a pull cloth strap. And then you have your window controls, and then you have some flip down storage and your speakers, extensive, really, really good sound system and some storage right there. Got the GT3 logo in chrome and the same, I can't tell if it's metal or plastic. It must be really lightweight metal if it is. And then your trunk release, seat controls, you know, beep, you know, whatever. And then some bolster support. And then one really cool thing for my longer legged peeps. Yeah, it's really nice. One thing you'll notice on this whole car is that there is actually no really carbon fiber like there is on the GT3 RS, which is just it's disappointment, you guys. Let's talk about these seats, though. Wow. The GT3 stitched at the top there, and then the red stitching like I was talking about, leather, going all the way around and through the bolsters, and then coming straight through the middle. You have this beautiful Alcantara that gets dirty really easily, as you can tell. Coming in, passenger seats the same. In the back, you actually don't have seats. You have the, basically, the seat cutouts. I'll show you guys what a person looks like back there in just a second, but this is cloth. So I lied, there is cloth on this car, but you just have an extensive amount of storage space back here. We fit, you know, you can see some jackets, a pickleball hand thing, and we fit a whole golf clubs back here and still had all that space up there. See the red stitched GT3, more storage space, and then Alcantara going back there. Basically, that's it for what I want to show you about the seats, but you can see you have your headlight control right here, and then the left side key, which actually dates back to the old races when drivers would start outside of their car so they could use their left hand to do one part, and then their right hand is shifted in first gear while they're starting it. Then you got the steering wheel. One thing you'll know, it's covered in Alcantara, and then you have this red strip for whatever accent package is, yellow, green, whatever accent package you have. This is the red accent package. You'll also notice that there's nothing here. You'll notice Porsche's kept this empty. There's no buttons, no any volume control, whatever. It's all very, very simple, really nice to have it like that, because they want you to focus on driving this beautiful car, not just playing around with your music or whatever. When you have flat six that sounds better than some V8s, am I right, you guys? Anyways, paddles, little small, boom, 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 really small, not lots of travel, hit the blinker stock, end up flashing my brights a lot, but bless me. Anyways, then you have the cruise control, windshield wipers, and another power shifter, blah blah, and then your digital screen control up here, and then wow, okay, And then you have your speedometer that you can see goes to 225. I think this thing can go almost 225 actually, which is really cool. And then you have your center display with your revs that this car does redline at 9,000 RPM. That is just crazy for it to redline at 9,000 RPM. And then you have this little screen here that's not on right now. This shows what gear you're in, and then you have your speedometer. So you really only have to look straight forward, driving. But really, it's not like that. Bringing you guys to the PDK, talking about the shifts, okay? This thing is beautiful, okay? Like, let me just cut to a clip of this thing shifting. I told you, it is just ridiculous. We have my sister helping me out with this, but this is just ridiculous, crazy shift. So it's more like looking down here and going, I mean, it's ridiculous, you guys. And then you have the Alcantara and the metal and the enclosed thing here so you don't drop anything in. You have boring button, lock button, transmission fun button. PDK Sport puts this shifts a little higher RPMs, and when I say a little, I mean like 8,500. And gets more aggressive with the shifting and downshifting. Then you have your suspension stiffening button for tracking it. I like to call these your fun buttons. Insert video of Porsche crashing in a wall here. Yeah, so that's a Porsche crashing in a wall. Anyways, that's what that button does. Anyways, you have your valve. I showed you guys the Valvetronic exhaust system earlier. Let's cut to a clip real quick of this thing in action and show you guys how this really works. Yeah, so it is just, you can see it doesn't make a considerable difference, but it makes a difference. And no moment of silence needed for that front splitter because we do have a front end lift. Then you have a fully digital screen. Let me go ahead and turn it on. We're low on fuel. Whoops. Doesn't matter. Anyways, and then you have all your volume knob and tape thing. I think that is. I can't tell because I can't open it. I don't know how. But you do have Bluetooth and I don't think aux, but you do have USB. So anyways, you obviously don't have to use a tape. Anyways, you have your this normally shows your temperature, and then you have your analog controls, which is really nice. You have storage space, more storage space in there, and the USB cord for the sync. And then one thing I want to note is that the cup holders do come out of here. You can see you can put this down, and you can actually, these things work really well. We put, the biggest drink from Starbucks in there, and it held really well while we were doing some hard pulls on the highway, so really well. One thing you'll also note is that we have a radar detector plugged into that, but you'll notice that your 9-volt car port is all the way down here. Yeah, so you have to reach all the way down there, and you can see that you have also in the glove box, you have another USB port. So Porsche really, really did a good job with this one about hiding and basically concealing the ports, so it wouldn't be, it didn't have to be a huge center console. You could see, you could actually see that this barely fits my arm on it. So it was really good. They did really good with hiding that, so it doesn't have to be huge. You also notice, last thing to add is that there's this red chronograph here. I think that acts as a 0 to 60 timer. We'll see. That's about it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut to my sister actually sitting in the seat here, and then also sitting behind here, which does not have a seat belt or anything, so don't put anybody back there. But pretty much just so you guys can see the space in this car. Also visibility. Listen to this door close. Sounds solid. Visibility's great. You have mirror 1, mirror 2, and your mirror 3. You have that wing splitting there, but you can perfectly see out the back. And this does have a backup camera and parking sensors. So yeah, let's cut to that clip of my sister sitting in the seats real quick. And yeah. So here's my sister sitting in the seat. You can see she has a lot of space. And you'll notice, you see
I'm
how
5 foot.
She's how much you weigh? 5 foot. No, you're not. Don't ask a woman how much she weighs, but she's skinny, so I can't.
110.
Anyways, you'll see how her legs are kind of pushed out. Put your legs down. show you a cool little feature. We can put this back for you for the utmost comfort for your knees. And we can put it out if you're taller, unlike you. And then you can see how the beautifully stitched and how comfortable do you think these seats are?
Very nice.
Very, very, very comfortable. And you'll notice also that the seats on the passenger side actually have the same controls as the driver's side, feature you don't see in a lot of cars. Why don't we have you get in the back? You can see in the back now. Yeah, like I said, don't put anybody back there because there's no leg room. This is behind a 5'7" person to 5'10" person driving position. You can see there's just no space, but you can see that my 5 foot, 110 pound sister can fit back there, which means your luggage can fit back there. So basically,
Put your baby back here.
do not put your baby back here. But what that means is that for all you rich people that are thinking about buying this car, your wife can put all her millions of things in her wardrobe in there. So
And a baby.
not a baby.
You put the baby in her, she puts the
So,
baby
and
in
I'll show you, you have this and you just kind of, boom, put it back. Okay, so I'm editing this video. I realized I completely forgot to film an outro for this. So here's your guys' outro. Thanks for watching till the end. Here's a cold startup. And a hard acceleration that I filmed myself. Turbo lag, yeah.
As fast, but
So thanks you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like it if you liked it. And drop a comment. Tell me what I can improve upon or what you guys want to see next. Thanks, guys.